I decided the other day to hook up my EZStart again after all the terrible problems I had with this unit right here over the past little while. The motor's gone out on it. It's a Bryant system. Then when I turned the heat on, it blew the A coil. I think I talked about that on a previous video. It has just not been good. So in an effort not to cause any problems, I went for about 2 weeks, and I decided, let me tell you what time of year it is. It's January, early January 2024. So I decided, well, I'm going to hook up my EZStart again, get ready for the winter months, and I was told that it would not interfere with the heat pump section of our thing, you know. It did. I don't know why. I haven't heard anybody say that much about putting these on a heat pump system, so I contacted EZStart. They're very responsive, but I'm still having problems. But I don't know why. Okay, I think I know why. This is what I've decided to do. I've decided to isolate the EZStart to just run the air conditioning, because I don't run the heat that much anyway. This is a warm day in here for me, and it's 57. I mean, at night it gets down to 52 or something like that. I just don't run the heat. I just don't happen to do that. I got a real high thermostat. So I hooked the EZStart back up, and I followed what I did 8 months ago, and I had a video on it, and I hooked it up just like so. I turned on the heat. The air handler motor ran, blew air, no heat. So I said, okay. So that's when I contacted them. And I'm probably a little bit too technical. Didn't think that was a bad thing. But the responses are a little bit generic. But they don't know me and I don't know them. You know, but anyway. Let me tell you what I'm going to do. All right, so this is what we have. We have a EZStart. It's an ASY-368-X48-BLUE, and there's when I put it in, April 25th. So that's how long ago, and it worked all summer long, and then it didn't, and it wasn't the EZStart's problem, I don't think. The other thing that EZStart told me is that Bryant, I think Carrier Bryant, they make the call on keeping your warranty on this, and they say EZStart says that the warranty's not affected by this, and I've still got like 6 or 7 years of warranty on this. So okay, so I hooked it up the other day, 2 or 3 days ago. So that's what we got right there. And you got to go, you got to go into your Q. You know what QR means? It means quickly resolved or something. It's some kind of old Japanese technology. Quickly resolute, quick something. So I sat yesterday and I drew this. Don't worry about that. That was a preliminary drawing. So let's forget about that. But this is the way it is in schematics. Let's see, did I write? No, okay. So I was thinking about how I was going to do the switches and whatnot. So remember, the EZStart was right over here. And I have a hole. See that white cloth coming out of there? That's where the wires went through. And this is heavy gauge wire. This is for a well pump. See that stuff? I wasn't worried about the gauge of the wiring or anything like that. That wasn't the problem. That was left over from putting a well in here. So then I did this, and I kind of changed my mind because I wanted to reset the wire arrangement. You can tell how I did that because it makes it a little easier to understand. So here we are now. So the heat didn't work. Motor blew. One of the things that they don't go into much on wiring this is where the common wire is. I'm going to go through every bit of this. And then number one, let's see, flash, not just HERM. Oh yeah. I got this, when I hooked it up and I didn't have heat the other day, I got the little red warning light, and I'll say this too. Let me say this right now. This was the sticker that was on the front of the box. If the sticker's on the front of the box, you can't see the little red light. It's a little hard to see the little red light as it is. So it was on, this is up. So there's a little green light, and the red light's in here, and you can hardly even see it. So if you have the stickers there, you can't see the warning lights. Okay, just a little note. I'm trying to be as dedicated and detailed as I can be on this thing. So I got a number 7 flash on the, when I had it hooked up the other day before obviously I took it out. And that means no signal from winding. The orange wire is not connected to the start winding, or the start winding is open. Check wiring areas for loose connections. Now orange wire is the HERM. So I went and checked the HERM. HERM's hooked up. But when I contacted EZStart, they said, well, it's not necessarily that. And it is a little bit open. It doesn't really say it's just or to the easiest or. So you got an or right there, which is big in English language. Or start winding is open. So anyway, let's see if I said this. I rewired the whole system back to original. Only takes, half an hour or less. And the heat came on. So I got heat now. If I just have it all hooked up that way. But last summer was so good with this thing, and the staggering of the compressor coming on and everything else. And I got to tell you too, the air conditioning guys love my wall, and they said that was a great idea. So that wall around your compressor is an important thing too. I'm trying to cover so many things. So I believe that this is what we're going to be doing here. I'm going to do a nice slow, see, heat didn't work, and I got it to work. Double check your comment, I'm going that in a second. Got 7 flashes. So I am going to make a switch box, as it were, and I'm going to put it right beside the EZStart over here. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to have, let me just show you. So here's the air conditioning unit that we just saw sitting out there in the box outside. You got your HERM. We got a lot more than that. This is what concerns us. You got your switch right here. And what you should do is you should follow your black wire out of your compressor and come up to your switch. And then that's the black you want to go to. That's your common. And then normally you would go your yellow or red wire, and it would go to here, and then that's the way she works. So when the air conditioner comes on and the switch goes, the compressor kicks in. Oh, I gotta say this too. I forgot about this. All right, I'll start over again, but this is very complicated. This is a little bit too fancy of a system for this house. I got it cheap because somebody ordered it and then they didn't pick it up. I wish I'd have just got a simpler system. It's a little too big for this house. It's kind of complicated. I got it cheap, got a 10-year warranty, but it has this big motherboard, and we'll look at that later, and all that other stuff. So I believe, and I was told this by the technicians and the people where I go, that this thing already has kind of an EZStart system in it. Not to this degree. So I think that's complicating the matter too. So this thing already has a kick down because it didn't go up to 70 amps, and I got it on the old video back in April. You can look it up. It went to like 40 amps, and I got it down to 20 amps with this or less, 17 to 20. So I think this thing already does that from the factory with nobody touching it, me not knowing anything about it. So check that out. Make sure that your compressor doesn't already kind of do this, but this does better. Okay, I am not dissing them in the least. So as little as I use the heat, I don't see that to be a problem. I'm picking my season. I'm a man of all seasons, see. All right, so don't just follow the wire to the compressor to hook in your brown wire on your EZStart. Follow your common too, so make sure you're on the right common. So this is the switch. Okay, and so here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the original wiring. so I can hook this in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the black goes to switch, not going to mess with that, just want to know where it is. Then the your yellow or red wire, I've seen them both, will go to the other side of your switch, and that's the one you take out to put the white wire in, right? With the EZStart. So I'm going to switch the original wire. So I'm going to take my yellow or red original wire coming out of the compressor, and I'm going to put it on a switch. And then it's going to go right back to its original port right here, port of entry. And so, cool. So that's for heat. See, that's going to be the heat side. 5 switches are going to be involved. So if you got heat, you're going to have number 1 on. This is switch number 1. And then the 2, 3, 4, and 5 off. Okay? So this is wintertime. Heat's on. We're not doing anything with the EZStart. The EZStart is completely segregated from the system at this point. Okay, now the warm weather, balmy breezes come in, and you want to switch to AC. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be able to switch off the original component, the original wiring, going to here. Now here's our EZStart box. We got brown. In British cars, brown is earth. So I did in on a wiring diagram to me means brown. White, black, orange. And there's the system I have right there. Air conditioning only. So when air conditioning time comes on, you switch the number 1 switch off. And you make sure your system's, your thermostat's off, don't kick on and do something weird. And then you turn 2, 3, 4, and 5 on. Okay, so that'll be your brown is going to come to switch number 2, and it's going to go up and around to the compressor. The original wire will be isolated. So you got to have your brown hooked up to the compressor wire on the yellow or red side, whichever side the load side is, whatever it is. Okay, and then your white wire, of course, will come in, and it's on switch number 3. And for the AC to work, it has to be on, and it goes to the switch here. And this is going to be a new wire. I don't know what color. Don't matter what color. So coming from number 1, but nevertheless, white is going to come up and go to the switch side, just like on a normal EZStart thing, because when you're basically pulling the original wire out because it's in a broken circuit. So that'll be fine. You can do that. Just don't have these two on together at the same time. Off is off and on, that's it. So you run your white wire to here, and then you got your black wire. And your black wire is your common, and it'll be on switch number 4. And when the AC's on, it's on. And it'll go up to your common wire. Okay? Now there's two sides of the common, and you've got to go to this side. At least on my unit, that's the way it worked last summer for 8 months. And then your last wire is your orange wire. And your orange wire is on its separate switch, because I don't want the EZStart to get any feedback from the original unit if I'm in original equipment heating mode. Okay, so orange wire goes through switch number 5, and then for AC on, for heat off, and it goes to the HERM side of your capacitor. Okay? That's a long dissertation. That's almost 14 minutes, a little over 14 minutes. So what we're going to do today, we're going to ride into Lowe's, and I'm going to get 2 heavy-duty switches for the original wiring for all the amperage I can get, and hopefully in some different color. And I'm going to run that, another heavy switch. Going to get 2 heavy switches, and we're going to run that on the brown wire coming out of the EZStart, just because that runs a little bit more amperage. So you're going to need 2 minutes in 1 here. Red, heavy, well, whatever. If you can run whatever color you want, just get a heavy switch. Maybe even well pump quality, I don't know. And then you're going to need 3 kind of medium duty switches to run the white, black, and orange. Those are kind of medium, like your 12-14 gauge. So I'm going to have 1 switch in its own box for the original, and it's going to say heat only. and then I'm going to have a heavy switch here on a 4-gang box that'll, you know, say air conditioner only. And I wish I could make some kind of lockout, but I'm going to make a chart and I'm going to put it down underneath it. Then the other things are your white, black, and orange. And that ought to do it. So I am going to run the EZStart, but I'm going to run the EZStart just for air conditioning. Okay? Because I don't know. The guys fixing the unit were, one of them kind of knew the EZStart was on it. They didn't understand it. They understood hard start units, but they did not understand this at all, and it kind of freaked them out. So I just took it off. Another guy came and I didn't say nothing about it, and it was all hooked up originally. So this is the way I'm going to do it, and because I think my system is a little bit more fancy than it needs to be. So if you have an older unit, you may not have this. Here, let's just go out there and look at it. Oh, I'm missing. I wanted to hear the first part of the news, but we'll go out here, and since we're on continuity here, and I'm gonna have to change my battery because this has gone so long, and clean up and download this and do the SIM card. So this is my unit here. Sun's hitting it fine. See, I got this real fancy motherboard thing going here. And the status light's doing fine. Everything's fine. Pretty easy to deal with. And you can trace your black wire and your power wire going to your compressor. You can see I got a yellow wire, a blue wire, and a black wire going down to the compressor motor. Maybe you can't see it, but that's okay. So I think this one, and there's your switch I'm talking about right there. See that big yellow wire at upper right? And then the upper left is your common going to the compressor. So the black wire to the upper left and yellow wire upper right, those two wires go to the compressor, and the blue wire goes to HERM, and that's the hermetically sealed compressor unit. So I think mine's just a little too fancy. I was real sad when I came out here when the blower motor went out in the house, because the relays aren't out here. The relays are in the $800 motor that runs the squirrel cage that blows the air through the house. Very complicated. So I appreciate you sticking with me on this. Let's go to Lowe's, and I'm going to have to wait for a warm day, I guess, to see how this works. Feels kind of warm now, but it ain't. You know, as sun's hitting, you know how it is around here this time of year. Construction adhesive ain't what it used to be, is it? All right, so here we go. Let me upload this onto my thing, and I'm also doing this for the EZStart fellows, because they don't seem to quite understand what I'm talking about, and it didn't work the other way. This way ought to work. And I've got, I think, everything here to do her. These are some 30 amp switches, 2 of those. I just had to get what I could get. So these are going to go in this box here, and I got these 20 amp switches. These are kind of expensive for switches, that is, and a 3-gang box. So this is going to be the OEM setup, off and then on, and that'll kick us over to the Easy, and these are going to kick us over on the other 3 Easies. So speak easy here. Oh, so it was a jungle out there trying to get the boxes and kind of sort this out on the fly. You can get 4-gang boxes, but you can't get 4-gang plate. It's a mess. Just have to do it as you can do it. Just got to sit there and just sort it as best you can. So I'm getting ready to pull these tiles out of here. There's my EZStart box, and get ready to set those boxes and just get it in. Holy cats! What a monumental pain this has been. So I'm gonna get something stuffed down in that vent right there, that register, so I won't get stuff down in there. Getting ready to pull all that stuff off. Okay, just put it right back on again. You know, it will involve tile cutting too. So it's okay. I got to do it because I got to get this thing going again. There's just no doubt that that saves money, and it just saves the equipment. Just got to do it. I still don't know how exactly this is going to work out. But I got the tiles off. Probably going to have to stack these boxes high and low, and I don't know if there's any wood back behind this wall. But the tiles are off. Didn't take too long. We still got some toe kick down there, that 4.5 inch whatever board, and now I'm going to have to cut some of that out. But Rex is with me, and we're going to fit all this stuff and find out what's behind there. I don't know if I'm going to sink these boxes in or let them stay out and scavenge some tile from over there and tile around these boxes. I have no idea what's going to happen yet. Don't know till I cut into this gypsum board, what do they call it? Drywall. I've got the first box mounted, and it's pretty good. I got it marked, so this will be the brown wire going to the EZStart, and this is going to be the original heat. This is only going to interrupt the original system, okay? So I can turn this on. So these would have to be one and then the other. You couldn't have them both on. You can have them both off, but you can't have them both on. Alright, well I'm going to have to make a little chart and put down here too. So we got the first box in, and looks pretty good. I know that looks real weird, but it is real weird. But it's okay. Turn everything off for now. Oh, and by the way, it's been raining a bunch, and then something went wrong with the heat, so don't seem like I'm ever going to get away from this. It seems to have lost power to the C wire in the nest, so therefore there's no power there. So I just went out and turned everything off. Dadgummit. Okay, this really isn't the point of the story, but I kind of wanted to show you what I did. I got the EZStart here. I have everything wired in. I have everything coated. This is the black for the EZStart, the white for the EZStart, the orange for the EZStart, and I have the wires coated. This is going to be the original heat, and I thought I'd put the switch for the EZStart for the brown wire closest to it, so you would kind of get a feel, kind of keep that stuff close together. So everything's been color coded, and so there we are for now. If I can get the heat to ever work again for more than 2 weeks at a time. So anyway, good thing I got a warranty, boy. I'd be nailed. But they nail me anyway for labor. I kind of figured this could be a multi-part series, and it's going to take days and days because the weather's not cooperating. I can't check the EZStart until it gets above 60, and it's 37 right now. It's 56 in here. It's actually colder than that. So I'm just not going to be able to finish this for a good long time, so I'm just going to call this part 1, and then we'll post something else probably in between. And we've got tons and tons of rain, and I was so happy because I got to see the pond kind of fill up, and it is so pretty at night because the sun goes down right there in this area. It goes off more to the right, in the summertime, but the reflection off the pond is just beautiful. So I'm really enjoying that. Got a couple more bags of concrete, and I'm working on that too. But the point of this thing is, the EZStart and isolating it from the heat pump, which I think is a good idea. I don't know, but I'm going to send this on to the folks at EZStart and tell them I want them to see what I'm doing so far. So I'll send them a link and make a comment below. If you got any questions, I'll be glad to take a picture of the diagram again. It's relatively simple. Those switches are technically not, they're to do a little bit more current than that, but I just kind of wanted to over-engineer the thing. I didn't want to go skirt on the edges. So it's a beautiful day. I got a lot of driving to do today and stuff like that, so I'm going to get this done. So you know what to do. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe, and we'll talk later. Big blue sky out there, so that means cold in the early part of January. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing some time with me. We'll talk later.